been a bit of a fiasco, but we're here. Can you hear
That's
me okay?
technology.
Can you hear me
Technology is
okay?
good. Yeah, I can hear you great.
Oh, sweet. Okay, good, good, good. Because this is crazy. Um, they do have a live feed channel. Okay, great. Well, we can get started right away. Let me ask if we're actually on.
It's been a
Well,
bit of a fiasco, but we're
I've been
here.
told
Can you
we're
hear me
on.
okay?
Now you're doing feedback right now. Did you hear that?
I turned it off
Yeah.
because I just wanted to make sure it was live. So we're good.
Yep. No, we're
We are
live.
live. Wow, Kim.
Incredible. Hello, everybody.
We
Come
are live.
join us. We're just popping in for a really quick test of our live setup, which has been a fiasco. If you want to say hello, oh, cool. Yay. Oh my gosh. We have somebody, our first person, SKY.
Awesome.
Let me see. Bring this a little closer. Hello. Thank you so much, SK. I can barely see. SKXR Telly. Thank you for being here. I have not been live in a bazillion years, and it shows. It really shows. But if you're watching, we're
I've
there.
never been live, so if that makes you feel better,
You're doing
Kim,
great.
because
My
I've
poor
never
husband.
done this.
My poor husband's gonna have a heart attack. We just came on because we're starting up stuff. We just popped in really quickly to try a live setup. And if you can see or hear me, feel free to drop a quick hello, which one person already has. Thank goodness. And oh, two people, yay, lively. Thank you so much. That's you. Okay. Because you know what? The people have different names and everything.
Right.
And feel free to drop in and say a quick hello. Tell us what's on your mind. We have a small casual agenda right now. We are going to be, let me just grab one thing really quickly. And hang on 1 second. We're gonna have a 3-minute timeout here because I have the wrong. It's been crazy. Let me see. There we go. Now I got it. I'm ready. We can start officially.
Great.
Hello, welcome everybody. We're really glad you're here. Let me tell you, it was not easy for us to get
Oh,
here.
excuse
Oh,
me.
bless you.
You can't edit that out.
Oh no, we're on live, honey. Sorry. We wanted to come on this afternoon / tonight to say hi, to reconnect with this space, and to come together to talk openly and honestly, about what's been going on in our nation and how we're feeling. And if you are here, please feel free to say hello. Good luck with me figuring out that you're actually saying hello, but that's a whole other story. Just say hello in the comments. So far, what we're doing is, this is kind of a prototype show, a prototype live show. And what we want to do is we want to just talk to people. A lot of people are feeling really bad about what's going on in this country, and we definitely are. So if you're live, say hello, ask questions, and share with us how you're doing, how things are going with you in this chaotic, crazy, rising authoritarian insanity. We know a lot of people are surrounded by MAGA ideology and don't have the support that they need. So we want to come on and remind you that you are not alone. And for those who are new here, I'm Kim. Many people might remember me from a long time ago as Angry Soccer Mom, before my channel was destroyed, demonetized. I'm an educator, a mom, and someone who believes deeply that we need more honest conversation about what's happening in our country and how it's affecting real people. The space is open for honest dialogue, and this is my partner and friend Michelle, and she's going to tell you a little bit about herself, and then we're going to just casually say hello. So if you're watching, we appreciate it because this is our prototype live coming on live. Please say hi and tell us how you are. So go ahead, Michelle. Sorry for the delay.
Yeah, no worries. So yes, thank you. So glad to be here. My name is Michelle, she, her, and I connected with Kim over a year ago. I was looking back to see when I had reached out to you. So it was like the beginning of November of 2024. And really, as two white women that really thought a lot of the same energy, the same rage, the same care, empathy, love, compassion. And so I was just drawn to you, Kim, and just everything that you were putting on LinkedIn and your YouTube. And I really wanted to connect with another fellow white woman where we could, again, just share what's coming up for us. How we're walking through the world, how we're seeing the world through our lens as white women, and as also a racial justice lens. I'm a racial justice educator, have been for over 20 years. And so this format, we'll try it. We'll see what happens. Hopefully people have seen our videos of me and you and our rants. And so we're just super excited to be here, Kim. And thank you. This is great.
Yeah. Oh, so there's a lot. Thank you. I'm so happy to have met you about a year ago. And our show is called Racism Unfiltered White Women Talk. And that's what we do. We're white women and we talk. And we talk about very real things. We're not playing. We're not here to make white people feel, good about themselves or, whatever. We're here to be honest. It's just the truth to power, and to say that we need more white people speaking out. It's called Taking Racial Responsibility. And so we started this new show, and we've put on we've put on a good handful of videos, and we decided to come on live to tell you about it and just to kind of introduce ourselves and also figure out how the heck to get on live, since it's been like 3 or 4 years since I've been on, and it shows.
I don't know if we'll be able to do it again, but at least we tried.
Hey, you know what? And we're here to be very, very real, and being real doesn't mean it's comfortable. And there's so much happening in our country right now. It's a very heavy, heavy, awful feeling for a lot of us. It's confusing and overwhelming, and this space exists so we can talk honestly about what we're seeing, what we're feeling. And we want whoever's watching to say hi to us in the comments, to ask questions. There's nothing that's off the table. We want to be here. It's all about education and honesty. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but you know what? This is what needs to happen if we want to try to keep some semblance of some sort of democracy. So I'm just really happy that Michelle, about a year ago, decided to write me and say hi. And I've never worked with a white woman as partner, ever. I've always worked with Black folks, just because, well, we'll get into that later, the reason why, with my therapist. Anyway, do you have anything to say before I go on? Because we want to...
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, again, just here, really just to be supportive and to listen. And happy Black History Month, everyone. It's very super exciting. This is going to be a even more important month. It is the celebration, the 100th year commemoration of Black History Month. It started in 1926 with Black History Week. And so this is going to be vital for us to really try to undo what this horrific government is trying to do by erasing Black voices. And so it's going to be important. Another thing for us white people to engage and to do is to honor and celebrate Black History Month. So we're here to support you and share our truth. Just two crazy white ladies.
Yep. So anyone, thank you, Michelle. For anyone who's new to this channel, it was Angry Soccer Mom channel for a very long time, and then I was suddenly demonetized. And it was and I'm only laughing because instead of crying, they demonetized me in about one day. They just wrote me a note and said they weren't going to support my content anymore, and they didn't support my content. And so my content went from getting thousands of views to getting pretty much like 1 or 2. So when that happens, you're pushed out of the algorithms, which simply means that people stop seeing your videos. Michelle and I are now reinventing the space to reflect the work that we're doing now on LinkedIn and YouTube and in real life. And our new video series is called Racism Unfiltered, White Women Talk. And we'd love anyone who gets to see this to help us get this channel going by, subscribing and watching videos and telling us what you think and writing in the comments. We are openly talking about race, power, culture, responsibility, and systemic issues. And we are not playing. We are not here to, to play around. This is for real. We don't do this from a place of perfection, quite obviously. It took me like an hour to get on. Um, but we do it from a place of accountability and learning and honesty. So, and it's geared towards white people, which is kind of not really best practice. But right now, there are too many white people watching. They're just watching and not and feeling bad, but not participating and not actually using their voices. And so this space is especially for those white folks who are curious, resistant, unsure, or just beginning to ask deeper questions. And of course, anyone who of course, everyone who thrives in honesty and genuine conversation is very welcome. And if you're watching, please say hi in the comments. This is supposed to be an interactive show, but it's our first one, so I'm not sure how many people will come. But the shows that I used to do when we were live were continuous. The comments were continuously filled with people saying hi and asking questions and making, teaching, helping us with education. We're not putting on an act here. We're two white women who talk honestly about how we feel about what's happening in our nation. And we will keep it real. And anything to add to that, Michelle? Or
No, I think that's great, and we're open, open to ideas. Anybody, the comments that people have left in our videos are amazing, that are on your site, and again, just seeing the response, seeing what resonates with people, is again just so uplifting. We need that right now, in the sense of community with each other, to work together, to know that we can do this, we will do this, we will engage. And that certainly is something that Kim and I are very excited to do, is to engage, to share our understandings and our thoughts, and hopefully that supports you. Hopefully it opens your mind even more. But we're open to, again, questions, suggestions, anything on this journey. As we put ourselves out there. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be courageous. You have to get uncomfortable. And we're willing to do all of those things because we realize what's at stake.
Yep.
Our own liberation and our collective liberation.
Absolutely.
This is a very dangerous time. And there's no white lady tears here. We need to
No.
We need to engage and get ready to resist, and then get ready to rebuild, by following the lead of Black, Indigenous, and people of color, and centering those human beings who have been telling us that this is a destructive system forever, and we weren't listening.
Right, for centuries, absolutely, very well said. And we're white women doing it because too many white people just watch and enjoy the perks and privileges of systemic racism and of what's going on now. And we're not doing it. We're not willing to do it. And for real, this is a lifestyle. Anti-racism is a lifestyle. It's not a hobby. And we want more white people to join us, because we need to. Black and brown and Indigenous people will get their justice on their own. They will. But God forbid we actually get on the right side of history and stand and use our privilege to help. I mean, that's what it's all about. I want to briefly share a couple things. Again, this is our very first live video, and if you're watching, we thank you very much. Please say hi in the comments. Don't be shy. I've made every mistake there is. You can't. I set the standard for screwing up, so don't feel bad at all. I want to briefly share my first book is coming out at the end of the month. It's called Indoctri-Nation 365. And I'm very excited about it. It's written for white folks who are reluctant, resistant, curious, or just genuinely trying to understand what is going on with our culture, and basically how we've normalized cruelty and fear and division. The book isn't about shame. It's about understanding what we've inherited, what's shaped our culture, and deciding what we want to carry forward and what we want to do about it. The largest portion of the book is all about American history. It's the history that was kept from us. And when I say history kept from us, it is intense. And Michelle is also in the process of publishing her own book, another book coming out, from a place of truth, reflection, and lived experience. So did you want to say anything about your book, or?
I am
No pressure.
again. It's been a work in progress since 2016. It's not easy to write a book. I think that's why people don't. It is very, very difficult. But I am very excited to share at some point, hopefully soon, that Kim and I will be doing we should do our little book talks and online and introduce our books and maybe even do some chapter reading because it'll be interesting to see what people think of what we've written. But my book is titled Liabilities of Whiteness: How Whiteness Hurts White People and How We Reclaim Our Humanity.
Yep. So hers is more advanced. Mine is for absolute newbies, people who are just starting to get very curious about what the heck is going on here. So I wanted to move on. I can't wait to read your book. I want to move on to talk just a little bit about restarting of this channel and how grateful I am that so many people have been watching our videos. Even though we're not monetized, so we're out of the algorithms, that means nobody gets to, YouTube won't show you our videos. You have to kind of find them yourselves. I started this channel a long time ago, and I got pushed out of monetization. And it's not, the monetization isn't so, yeah, you can become rich. It's so you can get in the algorithms. And if you get in the algorithms, that means that you get your video marketed by YouTube, and they will send it to people. And when your video is marketed by YouTube, people see your videos. So that's what it's really about. I got pushed out. It took about one little email to say we no longer support your work.
Did you ever figure out why? Did you ever figure out if you said something or?
Oh, no, I had no warnings. That's a good question. There's no warnings about anything like that. It was simply it was the same thing that happened on Facebook. They just enough people decided that they didn't want someone talking constantly about anti-racism and bigotry and inequality and corruption in America.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty classic thing.
I'd be surprised if it doesn't happen again. We'll have to see what happens.
I think I've been lucky on LinkedIn so far, but every day I'm still on there. I am kind of holding my breath, knowing that it could be my last.
Yeah.
Say it, but once you get to a certain amount of people on each, it's kind of funny. I've learned the hard way. Once you get to a certain amount of people on each platform, some of the rules change a little bit, and they start paying a little bit more attention to you. I don't know what those increments are, but
right.
It's not pretty. And it's ridiculous. The whole thing's ridiculous. So I'm here with Michelle, restarting this YouTube channel. And after I was pushed out of monetization, and Michelle, you know this more than I do probably, when you challenge power and talk honestly about racism and systems and platforms that they don't always love it. Those platforms kind of try to get you away. And it's just like people do, like some white folks try to push us away. They don't want to hear it.
Right. And we have to do it anyway. We have to keep doing it anyway. That's why I'm glad that you and I are back engaged, that we could do this and do this together as a team. Everybody needs a buddy, right?
And
we can't
do
this.
Right. I'm hoping that I don't want to put you on the spot, Michelle. I am hoping that maybe we start doing this every Sunday, if that's possible.
Oh, that would be great.
Hang on. A lot of the people that I talk to I'm almost hitting 20,000 mark on LinkedIn, which means approximately 20,000 people are connected with me. And I want them to know we are here. And if they want to talk about this kind of stuff, we want to do live shows and have people actually come on. I used to have phone calls, people who would phone in.
And, that's cool.
it was really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping some of my friends from LinkedIn will come over here and stop by and say hi tonight. I'm not sure, but after a while, we'll build up some people who want to watch and talk live, and we'll kind of make it about them. That's what I used to do, and make it about them and their feelings and what they're going through. Some folks are surrounded by MAGA people at work all day, and some people in their place where they live, and they don't have people to be supportive. And
right.
So what we're hoping is that this can be a possibility to get people feeling like they have a connection, a community. So
support, absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll see we'll see what the aftermath of this is. If you've been here a long time, thank you so much for staying on my YouTube channel, or our YouTube channel now, that is. And if you're new, welcome. And I hope that you enjoy what's going on and participate. because it will be a participation show.
Absolutely.
So do you want to, I guess if
yeah. Do you want to talk about No Kings?
Well, I'm getting
Where are you?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
On 6, so a little agenda. I just want to talk about the moment that we're in right now, really quickly, and I know Michelle will have a lot to say about that. No pressure. We are living in a moment where fear is being normalized. It's purposeful. Cruelty is being framed as policy. Dehumanization is being justified as necessary. And history shows us something very crystal clear. When fear becomes normalized, more harm follows unless people disrupt it. And I really mean that. History shows this. It's the one, it's one of a few very obvious things that history shows. When fear becomes normalized, more harm follows unless we, the people, disrupt it. So we got to disrupt it. And Michelle, can you talk a little bit? I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you talk a little bit about what you did just now? You came out of the snow. I saw pictures.
Oh, right. Well, again, we have to do everything that we can do. We have to, people come up with ideas and, don't, as white people, don't poo-poo with them. Don't be like, oh, you can't do that, or this isn't, this is not good enough. That's not going to do anything. Just shut the fuck up. Okay. And let people do what they want to do, especially if white people want to be engaged and white people want to do something, then support it 100%, whether you think it's worthy or not. Okay. So one of the things that we've been doing in our community, because we are over a very major highway through several towns, that we have an overpass. And so I've made signs. I have resist fascism. I have stop ICE. I have boycott now, tax the rich, all these big, huge boards that I got at Dollar Tree for $1.25 each, and just got some cheap ass paint that they have at Dollar Tree, and painted all these letters on the signs. And so almost every Sunday, I put out an email blast saying, hey, I'm going to be out doing the standout over the overpass, and let's do this. So today we had about 15 people come out. Amazing. And it's very cold in Massachusetts, and the sidewalks were not plowed. So we had to stand in 7 feet of snow.
I saw the pictures. It was crazy.
It was a ton of snow. And, again, we were there for an hour and a half, and at least, 2,000-3,000 cars are driving by, that see stop ICE and see 15 people waving on both sides of the highway, and the honks, and especially from trucks. I'm surprised how many trucks are very supportive of stop ICE, which kind of makes sense. I know. They're very smart. The truck drivers know what's going on. Yes. Very much so. And so it's something to do in community. It's something to get outside, especially in the winter, and something to get out there to know that, there are a lot of people that are in support of resisting fascism and resisting this authoritarian government. These big words I can't say. I just can't sit here. I just cannot just sit here and wait for all of this crazy to happen. I have to resist. I have to fight back. It's who I am. It's who I've become on this anti-racist journey to rebuild my humanity. I want my humanity. I want to keep my humanity. I want your humanity. I want compassion and empathy for all of us. We can all live here together in this multiracial democracy with equality and justice. And, we have to do everything we can. So I had one of the other guys that was standing out there today had a bottle in his pocket, like just a water bottle, right? That you squeeze.
I thought you were in a bottle of booze. I'm like, really?
What do you got in that? What do you got in that? He's like, I had some purple food coloring. He goes, so I made some purple food coloring, and he goes, and I drive around where there's intersections or a T in the road. And then in the snow, I write, stop ICE in purple.
That's freaking awesome.
Isn't that a great idea?
That's funny.
So he's going around writing in the snow, because we have just the snowbanks that
Yeah,
are,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Snowbanks.
all up in the air. So he came up with that idea. I was like, oh my God, that's fabulous. So
Let's spread the
just,
word. I want to do that.
yes, so
I want to
right.
do
So we
that.
have to get, you got to get the all natural,
Yeah,
food
yeah, of course.
dye, and to be able to write in the snow. So I have a large parking lot outside my house, and I was actually thinking of writing that really, really big in the snow. So and
No,
then I don't know if anybody has a drone, but it would be kind of cool to get it a drone over the parking lot to show that this is
that's
happening in
fantastic.
our little town. So
That's fantastic.
everybody can do something. You can do something. You can get out there. There's so much that we need to do. So yes, that was great today. The people after, we were walking away, there was a ICE supporter that showed up with his big flag, and the flag was like 20 feet in the high. He's like trying to hold it and stand there on but you couldn't even, it was blowing, so you couldn't even read what his sign said. And we're all there with Stop ICE, so it was kind of
strange.
hilarious.
So I ask you questions, and I don't think you're going to have the answers, because no one does. Why would anybody be? I don't think this is a thing where like people say like, oh, we think there should be open borders and this and that. It's not that. This is not about immigration really, and that's part of the problem. This is about treating our fellow humans like they're human beings, and ICE is not, and it's sick, it's cruel, it's inhumane, and I don't care what you think about the whole immigration thing. You can't be against your fellow freaking humans, just basic civil rights, and that's basically what's happening right now. We are eroding our own rights, and we're just watching it and letting it happen. And it doesn't matter how you feel about actual immigration, because that's not what this is really about, is it? And
no, it is not. It is not. No, and that is such a good point, because with the people that support ICE, again, if you support ICE, in terms of what they are supposed to do, that's one thing. But what they are doing is not what they are supposed to do.
Oh, absolutely not.
So that is what we are against. We are against no warrants and going up to people's houses and grabbing people and dragging people and breaking their windows and then, God forbid, killing them and shooting them. Like,
tackling them.
We don't want this in America. No, thank you. We don't want a militarized police. Let me tell you.
And they go after anybody.
If anyone's ever been to a country with a militarized police, if you ever walked the streets of a country that is under dictatorship, you don't want that. Okay. And you might think you do, but you don't, when it comes for you. Okay. Because they ain't going away.
They will come for you. They will come for your group next.
Absolutely.
Whenever you allow.
That's the whole purpose of this. This is like the pilot program, the trial run. We're going to trial run with the immigrants, and then we're going to trial run with you.
Absolutely.
Americans.
Yeah, we're calling it immigrants right now. People who are brown, because you can tell and see them from far away. But white folks, I have a news flash for you.
Yeah, news flash.
We're next. We're next, and it's already happening.
It already has happened. That's exactly right. And Black people have been dealing with this for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Right.
So
this is nothing new to Black folks and Indigenous and Black folks. There's nothing new. But what is new is that Michelle and I and other white people are like saying, hello, what are you doing just watching? This is not this is a participation thing. You need to participate. You need to jump on and get your feet wet, and it's uncomfortable.
Whatever you're able to do.
Whatever you can do it.
But do something.
Don't just watch. Don't just feel bad inside. Don't just think, oh, I feel so bad about this. Well, that's a good start, but it's not going to do anything. We need to take action. And Black and brown folks have been doing this forever and a day, and they know, and we follow their lead, and they show us how this is done, because they've had to do this to survive. And it's kind of funny now, not funny, but I mean, I guess it's kind of strange. All of a sudden, two white folks get murdered, and suddenly some white people are taking an interest and wondering, and NRA people are backing off, and so that's something we'll get into another time. But meet us each week. I don't know if 4 o'clock will be good for you, Michelle, and you don't have to answer here live, but we'll make a weekly time where people can count on us to be there. And I just want to jump into the No Kings March, March 28th. It seems like 10,000 years from now, but we want to briefly mention that the No Kings protest is March 28th, and
you have to be there. You
yeah,
have to be there.
this is not about chaos
Go.
or division. It's about reminding leaders that power belongs to the people, not to one man and not to one ideology. This is peaceful civic engagement, and this is what showing up looks like without violence. I got to mention it, the rule of 3.5%. I just got to do it again. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. And again, if you're watching, please say hello, and we would love to interact with you. The rule of 3.5% is that it shows that when 3.5% of the population can sustain in nonviolent action, a government is forced to respond. So do not say that it doesn't matter if you protest. It does matter. That's because power only works when people comply. When enough people refuse to be silent, accountability will follow. So we really want to emphasize that, because it's so easy to say, oh, there's nothing we can do. But see, that's what people say, and that's why there isn't. If you participate, like Michelle was saying, she got out there today in the snow over the overpass and said no ice, and her friend was writing in purple
Food dye.
Food dye in the snow, no ice. Make it crystal clear how you feel, that you don't want this in your society. And we're going to try to do these shows. I'm putting you on the spot again. We're going to try to do live shows weekly along with our regular videos, because we want there to be a place where people can come and talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Before I was demonetized on this channel, we had, God, Michelle, you're not going to believe this. We'd have like a 3-hour conversation where the entire time we were talking to the audience. It was freaking amazing. And we would just talk about everything. We kept it so damn real. And we go and we'd be like, my co-host, Anastasia, we'd be like, oh shit, it's like midnight.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like midnight. And we were talking.
Wow.
She was wonderful. And we would have the best conversations. And we are hoping that, to kind of make a
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. A different day and time, what we want. Hopefully our videos, seem to be resonating with thousands of people. So we'll keep doing that, and we'll try this live thing. If that doesn't work, we'll try something else. Who knows?
And I know people are a little shy, but if you realize it's just me, if you only knew, I set the bar so low that there's nothing you could do that's worse than what I've already done. Seriously, I'm just going to move on really fast to, so like if you say something and you spell something wrong in the comments, we don't give a shit. We just want people to be here and to feel like they can talk about this issue. Especially we're gearing it towards white people, which is, again, like I said, not exactly a best practice, but for the love of God, we have too many white people sitting there thinking like really cool things and just keeping it to their heads, and they're not acting on it. They're not standing up and saying, this ends with me. And that's what we need white people to come to the point where they're understanding that any person you see losing their civil and human rights, you're next. And that folks don't seem to understand that is kind of scary.
No, but we should care about our fellow Americans and everyone who are losing their human rights. It shouldn't just be, until the shit hits the fan with us.
Well, that's kind of how
we need to have the compassion. I know, but the system has set us up against each other.
I know.
So again, this is by design. That's why you have to work against the design. We have to work against the system that wants to keep us apart. We are all connected, and everything that happens to you happens to me. That is just the way that it is, no matter whether you believe it or not. It is the truth. Doesn't matter whether you believe it. So and we need to work together to make this for our kids and our grandkids.
Right. I feel bad saying, like, if you can't do it out of the love of your heart, then at least do it because your group's next. I mean, that sounds terrible, but a lot of white folks, we've gotten to the point, and we're enculturated and we're indoctrinated to the point where we don't get it. And actually, not to say this again, but that's what my book's about. What my book coming out is about, and it's basically all about how we got into this crazy culture of zero compassion and lack of integrity and call it the post-truth era. It's horrible, and
It is. It's the
it's not the
lies,
time
so
to live
many
in.
lies.
Yeah, just oh my God, the lies. So um, we're just naming right now a few things to do. You can call your elected officials. Um, it is very simple to do that. It's one simple phone call, and you just don't even have to say much. There's scripts for you available. You don't have to be an expert. You're an expert in life. You're alive on this planet at this time and space and this very moment. And that makes you an expert because you're a human. And you can ask one question. Just pause slowly when you're talking to your representatives and say, what are you doing to stop the normalization of fear and abuse of power in this country? I want to know. You can say whatever you want to them, but that you can, just you don't have to be eloquent. You can just say, I'm calling because I'm really concerned about what's going on. ICE attacking people and the authoritarian regime taking over. And I don't want to live like this. And the switchboard number is 202-224-3121. And it walks you through it. I've called many times. And it walks you right through it. It'll take you to your representatives. But do you want to add anything to that? I mean, just you can, if everybody does something,
Absolutely. And
call your representatives, go be in a real protest, post something online. Don't be afraid.
right.
Don't be afraid.
No, and I think that it's important to follow local elections. Please make sure not only with your Senate and your, congressional members and representatives, but think about local. Who's running for school committee? Who's running for your select board or however your town government is laid out? Keep in contact with. There's people in your town that are engaged, and you can find them usually on a Facebook page or ask at the grocery store, because everybody knows who's connected in the town. But it's very important that we stay local, also that we find out what's going on and register to vote. I think there's so many millions of us that aren't even registered to vote. White people, come on. We have got to take that. I know we have the privilege of not doing that and thinking that somehow it's all going to work out our way. You don't have to vote in terms of a party. You don't have to choose to be a Democrat or a Republican. You can, vote independent or unenrolled, depending on what the language is in your town. But register to vote and make sure everyone that thinks like you registers to vote also. So, because that's super, super important.
Yep, it sure is. And so today's just kind of a casual conversation for anybody who wants to say hi to us. And if you are watching, please say hi in the comments, and we would love it. And hopefully we'll be able to do this, each week and build some community here, community of people who want to talk about this kind of thing. I wanted to go on, Michelle, and talk a little bit about ICE, and this is the intense part. Why it matters. We all need to be talking about ICE, not myths, not propaganda, but the reality of fear and raids and people being treated as disposable. This does not have anything to do with actual real immigration. Okay, this has to do with who has the power and who doesn't. And this isn't about being against or for immigration. This is about human rights and due process and refusing to accept cruelty as normal, because that's what they want us to do. And history tells us when a society accepts cruelty towards one group, it never stops there. It doesn't stop there. It continues to your group. Thank you, Sakamani. How are you doing today? Yay. Thank you for saying hello. I appreciate it. We are doing well. It's our first live show that we're doing. And this is Michelle. I don't know if you saw the intro, but she's a new partner I'm working with, and she's amazing. And we've been doing videos, and we want to do live shows each week. So thanks for saying hi. Today's just kind of a casual, just kind of came on and try to figure out how to get back on. And my channel was demonetized a couple of years ago, so nobody saw my videos anymore, and like one or two people, and kind of started all over. And we're doing it. Yay!
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us, for sure.
Yeah. So I
think we're almost done, but unless you have a question or want to say anything.
Yeah, no, great. We want to try to make this a little bit a place where people can come each week to communicate. And you don't have to agree with everything we say, but we're gonna the only real rule, and and I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, Michelle, is that we'd like it to be people who are being honest and being forthright and genuine. Um, when I did this show before, we had hundreds of people coming on, and everyone it was amazing. Every once in a while, we get somebody who just wasn't really being honest, and they were kind of bullshitting, and we, try to ask them to just stay with truth and honesty and all that. And that's kind of all we could hope for. We want people who have no hope to come on and feel like they have a place. And hope means choosing humanity even when it's uncomfortable. And people are waking up. People are questioning. People are refusing to go numb, and that's what matters, because we gotta resist. Resist does work. It's just really hard. So I guess there's just a couple more sections. Do you have the
It
link?
looks like she's or they, I'm not sure who they are. It says, when both of you say Black and Brown coalition, it is symbolism. Brown people never wanted to have a coalition with Black people.
Yeah, let me just read that again. I never really said Black or Brown coalition. It's symbol. Okay, I'm speaking. What we're doing, Michelle and I, as white folks, we're not the leaders. We're people who are trying to get other white folks to care and to come on. Maybe not here right away, but maybe listen and get educated, because we do educational materials and educational lineage-based cash for. Yes. Okay. I'll respond to this if you don't mind. Thank you for saying something. Right now, our show this is our first time on the, going live, and we've made a lot of videos, and we are geared towards the beginners, and those are folks who are resistant, reluctant, haven't been paying attention to what's happening, haven't been focused on understanding what anti-racism even is, some of those low-level basic things. And so, whereas I've in the past talked extensively about reparations, which I'm absolutely for personally, but it's not my place, because see, it doesn't matter what I think. It's what the Black community needs and wants. I'm just a person who can use my white privilege to talk about that. But so we're not right now talking too much about the higher level stuff, because we're gearing this towards getting white folks who are just standing around thinking and not participating to become educated and find their voice. And all the things you're mentioning are absolutely real and very, very important. But if you look, and this is my personal take, if you look at society right now, oh my God, we have people in denial of systemic racism. We have people who think we had a Black president, so nothing's wrong. We have all these things happening. Our society has been kept in the uneducated, and a lot of people are willfully ignorant, and those are the ones we're trying to kind of get to right now. I think, Michelle, would you agree with that in general?
No, absolutely. But I mean, I think they bring up a very important point about what white supremacy does, right? The system of white supremacy wants to separate all of us. They want to separate white people from Black and Brown people, and they want to separate Black people from brown people and white people. And so definitely, the truth is, it's been a very complex and complicated history. White privilege, or not even white privilege, but white supremacy put Black and brown people against each other for so many years. Even in enslavement, people of lighter skin were given different privileges than people with darker skin. So the colorism that exists within the history of white supremacy in this country is horrific. It is real. It definitely, we still see it every single day, as you're mentioning, that I think a lot of Black people would agree with you, that feel that brown people may or may not have wanted to be in coalition with Black people. And, again, there's always stories and situations, because you never, I mean, again, if you want to generalize, I understand that's your truth. I'm not going to say that that's, not how you feel. But obviously the goal is to be in coalition with each other, white people, Black people, brown people, all people, because these systems want us to stay apart. So yes, and we know that history is true. We know how difficult it has been to build coalitions, but that is what is needed now. And so I don't know what needs to happen. I know there are very many Black and brown people that are working on this, trying to engage across the similarities and the differences. So I definitely, it's a very, very important thing to talk about and to realize. So it's because we are not educated by design. We're not told each other's stories. A lot of us don't live with each other. A lot of us don't have friends of people across race and across difference. That's why it's so important with Black History Month, that we talk about the importance of Black history. A lot of people don't even know what the freedmen people were, and why they were called themselves freedmen. All of these things that you are saying. Again, I get it that that this is upsetting, and it is very, very difficult. And at the same time, we're not going to get all white people to engage. There are white people that are always going to be for white supremacy, and they will never join us. And that's probably the same for some Black and brown people.
Right. There's no modeling. I mean, there just isn't. And to get into the weeds like that and to decide, like, we overall as white folks, that's not our place to do that anyway. Our place is to encourage white folks to start learning the real racial history and standing up and being a beacon of support for all people who are, being discriminated against and oppressed by the system. So it's really hard. I'm not going to speak for Michelle, but it's really hard for us to get into, who's doing what to whom and what, because there's no monolith. Everyone has their own opinions. Obviously, you're all our own humans. So for all we can do is speak to what we're doing. And that is, we want white folks who are just starting to learn, who might be a little bit resentful, a little bit reluctant, a little bit resistant, to come to us and let us help educate them and help them find their voice and know their real history, so that they can actually participate actively in supporting Black, brown, Indigenous people, etc. So it's kind of hard for us to you're making, obviously good points, but they're advanced points, I guess you could say. They're very detailed and advanced. And what we're trying to do right now is just catch the huge group of people, of white folks, who are standing around going, well, I don't like what's going on, but they're not doing anything about it. So this person is asking, have you watched Philip Scott and the host of African Diaspora News? I'm familiar. Yes, I was on his show. He's really good. He's very, very good, and he has his own very serious opinions, and he's amazing, and he's quite a leader in his field. I don't know if you've probably watched much of his stuff.
No, I have not heard of him, so I'll take a look at that. Thank you for sharing that, for sure.
Right. But yeah, and then, but so bear with us. This is our first our first live show that we're doing, and we want to start doing it weekly. And it's not going to be easy, because we have chosen to gear it towards what we know, and that is, we know white people. And it's not a best practice to focus on white people, but what we're doing is we are challenging white people. We are not making it like, oh, you poor dear, no, we're challenging them to be better and to learn more, and we want to help them. And then eventually they can go on and the biggest thing that they need to do, white folks, is to listen to Black, brown, and Indigenous people and listen to their voices and what they need. We're not leaders. We're trying to be catalysts to try to get other white folks to give a shit, basically, because,
we need to. We need to engage. We need to
really
understand all of this, and
Um,
we need to build coalitions with all of us. We're going to need all of us. This is going to be a very dangerous and difficult time. So awesome. Kim, thank you. This has
all
been
right.
great.
So do you want to? Yeah. So it's hard for just to we're about to close, but at MWP44, I'll give your number. We appreciate your comments and your comments and are wonderful. It's just you're kind of at an advanced level talking about the details of different groups within the groups, and that's a really it's not really I'm not completely comfortable speaking to that because that would be asserting my own white privilege to do so. I feel like that's really something that within the groups needs to be discussed, and it's not really my place to. Well, my opinion is I don't know how you feel about that, Michelle, but
No,
I get
I
what you're saying.
agree. I agree. No,
But
and I'm glad that they're sharing in the comments. I think that that's what's important. We want you to have a voice. We don't know if there's a phone number that you can actually call in. I think that was one
well,
of their.
I used to see. I think the person that we're talking to right now is probably watched me before, and we got to the point where we'd have like phone calls in and stuff like that, and it was
Yeah,
wonderful.
maybe we'll get there, but for right now, I think it's great.
I see.
Again, share your opinions, share
I
your
got
thoughts, share your ideas,
Yeah, not
and
necessarily after you. This person saying most Asians and Hispanics voted for Donald Trump. I don't remember the statistics exactly.
yeah, I mean that's definitely is not true.
Yeah,
Um,
but
but again,
it feels
that's
that way.
yeah, we'll get the facts and we'll put that in there because that's definitely not true.
Yeah, and I think working with the here and now and people who come to watch our show need to know we are gearing it towards the beginners and the most reluctant, the most resistant. And I keep saying this over and over again, the most curious, or people who don't know where to start and to learn. Right, I agree. Of course, Donald Trump is a symptom of today's problems. He's not the cause, but he sure as hell isn't helping. He's helping to take down our country, and what
And
we
he's
want.
willing to do it, and he
Yeah,
doesn't
we can give it.
care.
Here's one.
Does not care.
And
So, all
Michelle
right,
and I. All
I
right, you're
gotta
gonna
get
run.
going. Yeah, I
Okay,
gotta run. Thank you, thank you, thank
think
you,
on this.
everyone.
Try to make this a weekly thing if we can, and it'll be honest and casual and human. And don't underestimate the power of your voice. So we'll see
Yes,
you next week, hopefully. All right, thank you.
racism unfiltered, white women talk.
Yep,
Join us. We'll
thank
see you
you.
soon. Thanks, Kim.
Bye. Thank you.